Hello, and welcome to This is Private Practice. Wow, I always end up laughing because Facebook, when you do a Facebook Live, you have a countdown that gives you a 3, 2, 1 countdown. And I think I sit here like this. And then by the time the one comes around, I've totally forgotten what's happening. And then there's like stunned silence waiting for me to start speaking. Anywho, here we are, 4:30 on a Wednesday afternoon, the hump of the hump week, or the hump day of the hump week. I must admit, I have been really heads down, bottom up today. I started my day doing a podcast recording with Katie from the Private Practice Startup. Oh God, mine has gone blank. And then my day has just kind of gone ever since. I then had a coaching session with the awesome Francis, and I've been working on a report for my client because we all know how much I like writing reports. But they have to be done. They're necessary, they're useful, and I know that the people receiving this report are actually going to read it. So that makes it all feel a little bit better. Hey, Jen, how are you doing today? No, seriously, how are you doing? And while I'm waiting for you to reply, I will introduce you to my little Lego figurine. So Beck, you said how much you enjoyed my little Lego figurines. Well, here she is. It's the Mini Joe. And she is a gift from my gorgeous nieces and nephews. My sister Adele often gets on these calls and graces us with her presence. And her kids developed this little figurine for me, and they've sent me some pictures, and somebody even got creative enough. How cool is this? One of the kids even got creative enough to create a little consulting, this little Lego person is doing some consulting with a gentleman sitting in a wheelchair. I think that is really cool. Anyway, I'm going to start using them more. I was using them for a while, and then, to be honest, I forgot to have them. And I think she's a bit of fun, and I'd like to have her around a little bit more. Thanks, Jen. I like the fact that you like her too. She's got purple pants. I know they look very blue in this light, but I can assure you they are very purple. She also comes with her own handbag. And on the days that I'm feeling like we need to do something a little bit more targeted, she comes with a suit of armor and a sword. So yeah, we've got some fun we can have here with a little Lego Joe. So I'm encouraged by the people who say how much they enjoy her, and I'm going to take her out, and we might do some more pictures with her and add to the fun. So Jen, I'm glad you're doing better. Recovery from anything is not easy. Transition, recovery, never easy. And I admire you for the posting that you do on Instagram, letting us know how you're going and that you committed to your recovery. And I'm grateful to see that you are not pushing yourself too hard. And if you are, that's okay. Just stop it. Piece of advice for Jen. So I had to do some reprioritizing today. I had to let go of the book writing I wanted to do. What I discovered yesterday is that in being very intentional about everything that I'm doing, there are just some things that crop up, like management of your business. And you can't ignore the 450 emails I've now got in my inbox, and some things need to take priority. So there needs to be some redressing. So I need to let go of the fact that I really want to be working on my book. I have a deadline, I have an editor, I have things I want to be doing, and I really, really want to be writing it. But what I discovered is I don't want to write it at the risk of letting my business or my revenue fall. So that was a really, really important thing for me to realize today. And I think that it's an important conversation that we need to have, because people can get really excited about a new product that they're creating, about a new service that oh my goodness, Mr. John Drew has joined the call. Okay. All right, now I better behave. Oh, I can hear myself. That's very interesting or weird all at the same time. Okay, you've totally, that's right. You can find out about my day here. Okay, so I really want to work on this book, and that's where I was going. but it's more important for me to keep my business ticking over and keep the revenue coming in than it is for me to work on my book. And that tension is awkward and it's difficult, and I want to be able to do both, but my business isn't in a position yet, and I haven't let it become something that operates without me. I don't know if I want it to become that. I think it's a lovely, fanciful idea, but I actually don't know. Oh, wow. Okay. My son has just joined. This is really cool. He obviously wants to find out about my day too. I'm so sorry. This is terribly unexpected. Jo's family turns up on her Facebook Lives. Okay. So what I discovered in myself today was that, yes, I really want to finish this book. I don't want to do it at the expense of reducing my income or my revenue in my business. So how do I do that? And how do I hold that tension while still keeping my priorities in place, by still making sure that I work on the book, by still making sure that I keep all of the things ticking over? Well, I don't have all of the answers, but I do know the types of things that work for me. One of the things that works for me is making sure that I stay accountable, and I do that through Nicola. She's pretty awesome at keeping me accountable to things, but I'm also accountable to my team because I want them to get paid. And that's a really, really strong driver for me. It also means that I manage my finances tightly, but it means that I am writing my book when I am the most productive in my day. So the time that I've actually dedicated to myself is the mornings, because that is when I'm the most creative, that is when I'm the least tired, and that is when I can get more stuff done than most people can in a whole day. So if I want to get more bang for my buck, then I've learned that I need to do that stuff in the beginning of the day. So I'm going to be very focused on writing my book over the next couple of months, because it's going to take that long to do it properly, because I have an editor who tells me that that's what it takes. And I want to make sure that I'm seeing my progress and seeing things goes along the way. But it was such an interesting thing for me to learn today, that I was not going to write this book and watch my business disappear or watch my revenue fall down. So when you're putting together a program or a new information product, or you're going to write a book, or you're going to launch a new training program or an event or a workshop, you really need to think about how you're going to fit your marketing and your preparation into your daily life. So it's all well and good for us as clinicians to say we want multiple streams of income, and we want them to be beyond the couch, or not just bums on seats or people in clinics, and then we want to do something else. But we've got to manage that tension between the way we get our revenue now and on the way to how we will get additional revenue. It does take time. It will take you some money, and it will take some effort. So the more you can know about yourself in terms of how you work best, how you can tackle a project, and how you can experience fulfillment and contentment as you're moving along in this process, then the better success you're going to have. So questions. When are you most effective? Now, funnily enough, in my household, I seem to be the person who's most effective first thing in the morning. The men in my life tend to be able to do work and assignments well into the nighttime. As far as I'm concerned, when it gets dark, that's when everybody goes to sleep. Yes, seriously, I turn into a pumpkin at 9 p.m. It's always been like that. But if you know that you are the most effective, you've got the most focus and the most productivity in the early part of the day, or in the middle of the day, or at the end of the day, well, that's when you should be doing that work that you find difficult or challenging, or when you need to get the biggest bang of effectiveness for your buck. So I've been working with a gentleman who's got a brain injury, and we did some activity around this, and we discovered, much to his surprise, that he's not real good first thing in the morning, and he's not real good last thing in the day. His peak performance time is between 10:30 and 3 p.m. So that is now when he does his study. And he fits work in around that, and we've been able to make some really significant changes to his life that allow him to actually maximize his potential. So, question, when are you most effective? When do you find it the easiest for you to work and do the things that require lots of concentration? Because if you can tap into that and start doing the things that are most priority, the biggest importance, the most difficult, when you've got the most energy and the most alertness, and when your cognition is at its best, then you're going to see your results and your productivity go through the roof. So I'm more than happy to answer any questions anyone has about this in the comments below. Thank you so much to the people who joined today. I'm really thrilled that I've already explained to my family how my day has gone. So wishing you a great morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and I'll talk to you again later this week.